Weather Weekend. I'm Melissa Constanzer.
And I'm Anna Azallion. While we are looking ahead to some possible thunderstorms, we have them going on even at this point in the morning and into the afternoon. So let's take a look at radar and satellite. Get you started with what is going on now. And I mean, you can see what I'm talking about with the thunderstorms.
Plenty of them out there across South Dakota, Iowa, into southeastern Nebraska, parts of eastern Kansas, and mostly across Missouri is where we have a lot of the action. Also, some thunderstorms starting to work into the tip of the mitt. So the north central tier of the nation is where we have all the storms at this point.
Yeah, this is not like yesterday where we're talking about a couple different features. I mean, we have some lingering showers up into Maine, but otherwise, we're mostly dry across the country.
Yeah, we're looking pretty quiet, and even the Gulf of Mexico, the Gulf of America rather, is keeping just a few of those thunderstorms in place. The western U.S. Here we are across the north central tier. I did want to recap some of those storms. You saw some of the video coming in. We've had plenty of thunderstorms across the state of South Dakota, also into western Nebraska. We've seen some through the eastern part of the state. Just over the past few hours, things have really lit up here along the Interstate 29 corridor. And look at here across parts of western Minnesota into eastern South Dakota, some tornadoes, really pretty striking images, I should say, as we went through the past few hours with some of those tornadoes in South Dakota. We also have some stormy weather earlier. You can see those batches of thunderstorms here across Nebraska into the Iowa-Missouri state line, and we also have more than across the central part of Missouri. So this has been some very heavy rain. It's led to some flooding. A few thunderstorms towards the tip of the mid of Michigan. They're going into an area that's less favorable for thunderstorm. Could be the potential here for large hail, damaging winds, even a few tornadoes. So as we take you through today, do note that severe weather risk is still a moderate risk here from much of Iowa through a lot of Missouri, even parts of eastern. New findings from scientists show how human-caused global warming started much earlier than previously thought, even before the invention of modern cars. AccuWeather's Vice President of Forecasting, Dan Podwin, and AccuWeather climate expert Brett Anderson explained in this week's Climate in the News. Of course, as we look across the southeastern U.S., you can see already what's going on here. Pretty quiet, fairly hot. Still 96 for the high in Dallas today. That's with sunshine out there and really no chance of rain. We still have some of those thunderstorms, though, towards the Gulf Coast, and a little bit more starting to pick up through the high plains. We're going to generate more activity as we venture into tomorrow, so we will see these thunderstorms intensify even across New Mexico as we go through this week. We're going to up that chance of rain. Not great news for those that are dealing with flooding, but in general, the rain is needed most in these locations across the nation. We also have more humidity here, just building. Well, across the southeastern U.S., we are still dealing with some warm summer-like air as well. Showers and thunderstorms might be send you inside for at least some parts of the afternoon. Atlanta, Jackson, Nashville, Charleston, so many spots here dealing with those pop-up thunderstorms this afternoon.
Lightning is close enough for you to be in danger. You need to head inside. Another way that you can be alerted to lightning ahead of some of those pop-up thunderstorms, especially that we have in the southeast, the AccuWeather app, turn your push notifications on, have your location services on. It'll send you a push notification when lightning is detected within 10 miles of your exact location, because it's important to remember nowhere outside is safe. You don't want to be ducking under a tree, especially. That actually puts you in more danger. You need to get inside to be safe from any lightning, and you actually need to stay inside 30 minutes after that last sound of thunder to make sure that you are good to go. Well, we have another day of potential severe weather ahead for Monday, mostly into the Great Lakes region, right? The system is moving its way east, so less humid air, drier air is left behind for the northern plains and for states like Wisconsin and Minnesota as well. So the good news there, but we do have the severe weather to talk about in front of that cold front. This is the area we're most concerned about for Monday. It's a lower end threat level 1 out of 4, some risk. Mainly damaging winds. Those are the biggest concerns, as well as flooding downpours, but we could see some. Here's a look at how all of this plays out on future radar. We do get things weakening in the morning. We could see a few severe thunderstorms left behind from whatever severe weather happens tonight. So that's something to keep in mind for your morning commute. But we have some of the heavy downpours too, starting out first thing in the morning in places like Kansas City. That breaks up a little bit by the time it gets into Chicago around 11:30. We continue to watch this moist air. And you can see as the cold front moves through, we get an influx of drier air left behind. So not feeling as sticky, as uncomfortable outside. Take a look at temperatures and what